show on the Peoria Life page. And I'm Renee Haraney. I'm a social media strategist. And every Thursday morning, I interview a really interesting local business person. And today we have the pleasure of talking with Errin Evans. She is the owner of The Sanctuary, which is a boutique day spa that's very original and you just have to experience it. But I just wanted to welcome Errin. Errin, how are you?
Hi, good morning. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful. It's great to see you again.
Good to see you again, too, always.
So I have been in your spa probably 3 or 4 times, the new one. Mm-hmm. The first one was nice too, but this one is so special. And I just want I want the audience to get to know you and to understand why what you have is unique, and just to be intrigued enough to check it out. But because I know there are other wonderful spas in the area, but yours is very special, very unique, and it's something that has to be experienced, in my opinion. But anyway, so let's start with a little bit about you, because I think it's who you've become that has influenced your business, right?
Well, absolutely.
Okay. So your spa has a very Bali-like feel to it, and that's part of what makes it so interesting and unique. But why Bali?
Well, I lived in Bali for a while, for quite some time, in my 30s, and I fell in love with it. I fell in love with the people. I fell in love with the island. I learned so much there. Mm-hmm. Bali is, when you're there, it's like you feel like you can do anything. There's such a creative energy that permeates the island, and you can actually feel it. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So when I went there the first time, I had been teaching English in Europe for a while, and I thought, I'm just going to go teach some English here, and it's going to be fun. And I got to the island, and there weren't a lot of English teaching jobs where I was in Ubud. So I thought, well, it's really cheap here. I think I'm just going to hang out and, see what happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this idea that it felt like you could do anything. That's what you said, right?
Yeah, yes.
So that is so intriguing to me, because I think most of us have probably never felt that. We have times where we feel a little bit more empowered or more supported, but I've never felt like I can do anything, So what was that like?
Yeah. So I stumbled upon all these jewelry designers. Indonesia, Bali is famous for making jewelry and silver jewelry.
Oh, okay.
And I started taking these silversmithing classes.
Oh. And
designing jewelry, and then working with these artisans scattered all over the island and creating this. And it was so easy. It just came so easy, and it was just fun. And it was really fun.
Yeah. So had you ever even had any thoughts of creating jewelry before?
No.
Or any interest in jewelry creators? It was...
No.
So something just totally unique.
Totally unique. Something new. Like, why not? I felt like I was a creative individual. I could do this.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So I think that probably led you to a point later, without you even expecting it, to have the gumption to become a business owner. Mm-hmm. Would you say that's probably true?
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's like we're cut from a different cloth, right? We don't, most of us probably don't come out of the womb going, when someone says to a 4-year-old, what do you want to be? I want to own a spa,
Right.
We don't even know tension at 4, Mm-hmm. So I love that. That's really cool. So, how long were you in, did I mispronounce it? Bali?
It's, well, yeah, they pronounce it Bali.
Bali.
Yeah.
Okay. How long were you there?
I was there for about 4 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
Long enough to really soak in the culture.
In the culture. Yes. Mm-hmm. Oh, yes. It's just, when the Balinese people kind of escaped from Java,
Okay.
and the kingdom brought all their artisans over.
Okay.
So they brought the carvers and the dancers and the jewelry makers, and all these artisans just kind of set up shop in different parts of the island and passed their skills down generation after generation, just unadulterated.
Wow.
It was really amazing, really amazing. And the dancing was amazing, and the colors and the weaving. They would hand weave this ikat cloth,
Okay.
which is really trendy right now. There we go. Yes,
So
and
what is it? What's ECAT?
ikat. Oh, ikat is like a pattern on a cloth.
Okay.
I'm sure you've seen it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
really, really trendy. Yes, and their spirituality is so tangible. Instead of every corner being a Starbucks or a McDonald's, there's a temple.
Wow, really?
Yeah. Yes.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
I did not know that.
And in the morning, the women wake up and they take banana leaves and they weave these little boxes and fill them with rice and flower petals and maybe a cracker and an incense stick. And they put these in front of every business and home and in different places around the home. And that's the offerings they're offering to the gods.
Okay.
And the incense stick takes the prayer up. There's even a word for praying with a flower. They pray with flowers. There's even a word for that in Bali. And that just was so touching to me. And I knew that every time I walked around a little beautiful offering that, those prayers were going up to heaven. I love that.
So much emphasis on the spirituality and prayers and stuff probably means that the overall energy there is very calm, would you say? Do they?
Yeah, maybe that's part of that creative energy that you feel.
Yeah.
It's powerful.
Yeah. So I've heard many people say, especially recently, there's really two emotions. Everything stems from either love or fear.
Oh,
right?
Yeah.
And if they're focusing on prayer, that means they're probably focusing more on love, more so. I mean, we're human beings.
Yeah.
So I don't know. That's intriguing to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that too, Renee. That's interesting. Yes.
So when I think of Bali, I think of lush flowers, beautiful, vibrant greens and trees and blue sky. And, is the weather nice there?
The weather is really hot there. The weather's hot. They have two seasons. They have a rainy season and they have a dry season.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. Okay. So now you are basically an esthetician. I know you have many offerings at your boutique day spa. And I have had the pleasure of experiencing one, more than one, but the bars in particular, which I had never heard of before. Could you explain what that is? Because I can't explain it. I just go, okay, I'm coming back.
Yeah. So the bars are 32 points on the head. And when I touch them, all the judgments you've made about that particular bar or point clears out. So there are bars or points for money, body, healing, time and space. And if let's say, for example, you heard growing up, money doesn't grow on trees, or rich people are greedy. That's bad. If you hear that goes into your subconscious. If you can clear that out of your subconscious, how much money can you make?
Sure.
What else is possible?
Right.
So not only do I do the session, I also at the end, I like to give the individual tools, to make their life easier, Tools like maybe a statement that if they listen to it over and over can help clear that out of their subconscious.
Right.
Yeah, it's really fascinating work. I've become so interested in the subconscious and what is possible. And when you ask a question, if you want to attract something to you, this is like the secret or the law of attraction times 100, I feel.
Okay.
So when you want to draw something to you, you can ask the question, like what you want. You ask the question and just wait for the universe to bring it to you.
So it's almost, well, it's kind of similar to meditation.
Yes. Now they've done studies with the bars. They've had someone with electrodes measure the brain waves while somebody was getting a bars treatment, and their brain waves went into theta mode, like almost the whole time.
What does that mean?
So that means it's like you're meditating.
Oh.
So
Okay.
some people have a hard time meditating for 2 minutes. Imagine what it would feel like if you were meditating for 75 minutes and all the health benefits.
Yes. Oh
All
my
the
gosh.
health benefits.
Right.
Chronic stress can lead from everything from a headache to infertility to stomach problems, heart problems, chronic disease down the line.
Right. And we experience so much of that. I remember when I was a kid, cancer, that wasn't something that was commonly heard of, a few years ago. And now it's just become so commonplace. I mean, I can get on Facebook at any particular point in time and see someone talking about, this, whether it be cancer or something else, like something that has become, has touched their lives personally, them, a family member, a close friend, a coworker, close neighbor, something like that.
Yeah.
And I really think that a lot of it is because of the culture that we live in, because we are stressed. We live in this society these days where we need to achieve more. We're worried about what other people think of us. We're more cognizant of what other people think of us because of social media. We think that maybe a lot of us feel like we have to have a college degree. Well, and then technology changes and everything changes, everything is like up in the air. It feels like it's just changing so fast, and that is stressful because we don't know what's coming next. Like I have my son is a freshman in college and it's kind of making my heart race a little bit to think that here he is coming up. He's almost done with his first year. He still doesn't have a clue as to what he wants to do. He's a little stressed. I'm stressed for him. I'm like, I don't know what I want to do. And so there's all these choices, and then we see everything that people want, and so, with more possessions, but then we also want this peace. We want exactly what you're talking about. We want to feel like calm,
So how did you feel when you were on my table and we were doing the bars?
Oh.
It's almost like
Like I didn't want to leave.
Time and space stops.
Oh yes, exactly.
You
Like
know?
let me tell you, it was amazing. So I'm laying on this table. And, at first you're kind of stressed, because you're bringing in everything that you've done and thought throughout the day or whenever, and I lay down on this table and it's like, I can feel my muscles are tight at first, but there's just this little bit of soft, like music or something. I couldn't even say exactly what it was, but I know I'm hearing something soothing in the background. The lights are dimmed, or now in your new place, you've got like these windows that bring in natural light, but it's just so serene. And, but after a little while, a few minutes, I start to like calm down and take my mind off of things. And it's just, it's amazing. I gotta say,
Yeah.
it's amazing. And then, when I've even fallen asleep during the process, which I think is...
Oh, lots of people do that.
Yeah.
They fall asleep during my facials. They fall asleep during reflexology.
Yeah, it's so comforting, and And who doesn't need that? That's what I think is so important. And I know you and I both believe that we, especially as women, but we don't take care of ourselves, really, to the extent that we should. You know, we don't necessarily eat right all the time. We don't get enough exercise. We put everybody first, you know, and then we have the stress of all the things that we should be doing, you know, whether it's work or things around the home or things that people have asked of us. All these thoughts race through our minds, you know, and you just offer so many services that help us kind of like let go of that for a while.
Yeah.
You know, it's what you do is amazing. But what else was it? There was something you did with my feet.
That's reflexology.
Okay, right.
And reflexology, a lot of people in Peoria don't know what it is, but more and more are finding out about it. And really what it is that there are these reflexes or points on the feet that correspond to our organs or muscles or body systems. So let's say, for example, like I slept on my neck wrong and I woke up and I have this sore here. So what I would do, I just cross my foot and get on a certain part of my toe. I know exactly where it is. And I press that for a few minutes and work it out. And this muscle actually starts to release and open up. I've worked on men that have to get up in the middle of the night and go to the bathroom. I've helped that go away. I've helped with knee pain, people who have had knee surgery. It helps with chronic pain. It helps with chronic disease. And really what happens, there's this healing message that goes up the neural pathway and to connect with that muscle or organ. So your body begins to heal itself. We're really capable of healing on our own. That's how we were created.
Right.
Yeah. So your body starts to heal on its own, and it moves into a state of homeostasis.
Okay.
Of general well-being, and I really think that reflexology is one of the best ways to prevent disease. So if you don't want to pay that high deductible and for your health insurance, getting regular reflexology is one way to prevent that.
How long does it take, first of all, a session?
I do sessions in half an hour or an hour.
Okay.
It just depends on how much time you have. And then I like to do a series at first to kind of get things rolling. Like, so maybe 4 once a week. Okay. Or maybe 8, depending on like what you've got going on. And then you just come in once a month for maintenance. And then once you get to that point, you know, it's relaxing. You're preventing chronic disease. It's a good diagnostic tool because I can feel different places on your foot. I'm like, oh, what you got going on there?
Yeah, I remember you saying that. It's like, what?
Well, some people are amazed. They're like, how did you know I have GI problems? Or how did you know I have a shoulder problem?
Right.
Yeah. Your feet don't lie.
Yeah. It's just
cool.
So fascinating how our bodies were designed.
Yeah.
You know, everything has a purpose. You know, well, so does the whole world.
Yeah.
But anyway, so fascinating. So I know this is going to vary for every individual, but if someone were to say, you know what, I've got 2 kids at home. Let's say this is a woman. I got 2 kids at home. I'm married. I have a full-time job. Each of the kids is involved in 1 or 2 activities. I feel like I don't have much time for myself. You know, I don't have enough energy. Sometimes we eat fast food. You know, what would you say to her? Like, how could you help her?
Oh, gosh. If you don't take care of yourself, how are you going to take care of your family? If you don't have, if you're not taking care of yourself, you can't. And start taking better care of yourself and giving time to yourself and honoring yourself, because we're important. We're important too.
Right.
Honor yourself and just see how your life could improve.
Right. So
and I'm open all the time. I have women popping in on their lunch break. I have nurses that work all night and then come see me at 8:30, 9 o'clock in the morning.
And they're still able to drive home?
Yeah. Yeah. Yes. And I work late nights. I work Tuesdays and Friday nights. So I'm available at night, late at night even.
Wow.
And then I'm available on Saturdays. And then I have another amazing esthetician. She's really groovy. She's from Russia, Lena Martin. She works on Sundays and Mondays.
Okay.
So she's available for facials on Sundays and Mondays.
Awesome. I did meet Lena.
Yes. She's so fun. I love her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we did a tour because I think this is something everyone should experience. But last summer, I think it was, I came in and we did a Facebook Live. So there is a video that I can add to this later that is a virtual tour of the sanctuary. It is so nice. But real quickly, if you could just kind of describe what it's like and where you're going with it.
Sure. So the sanctuary right now is in the Woodridge Professional Building, which is a beautiful building built in 1937 by a Chicago architect. It's got really high ceilings and high windows and these beautiful doors with the original brass fixtures. I love it there. It's on 5 acres of wooded land. So after I drop my daughter off and I'm going over to work, I pull up and I can immediately just start to slow down because I just feel this connection to nature there. You know? And I walk down these beautiful terrazzo lined floors and open the door to my treatment room, and I just feel this, it's I've got some soft grays in there and these long velvet curtains that just open up into the forest.
Right.
Sometimes deer come up. I can look out the windows and I'll be working on someone's foot. I'm like, oh, the deer are out. The little squirrels, the little marmots are out there. I love it. I've got like this Balinese vibe going there because I really wanted someone to be able to, beyond getting a treatment done, go someplace and be transported to a magical spot. Get that shift in their mind right away.
Yes.
That's important. So I tried to make it a really magical space. I've got spirit chasers hanging from the ceiling from Bali. I've got this big mural from this gorgeous temple, Goa Gajah in Bali. I've got some fun antiques in there too, just to honor the space, the original space. 4,500 babies were born in my treatment room.
Yeah, Crittenden Centers. It used to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yes. So there's lots of this beautiful energy in there. Imagine all that life springing forth in that spot.
Right.
How amazing. And right by nature. Right, this connection to nature. It's just it's lovely.
It's very special.
It is.
Yeah. Well, I think what is so nice is that when you come in, like you mentioned, when you come in to start your business for the day, right? You feel so good there that you're able to, be in the kind of place that you need to be in to help someone else get to the place that they need to be in.
Energy is contagious.
Yes, it really is. And so, I think we can all, because sometimes people say energy and they think woo-woo, or whatever. But if you think of it this way, if you have a friend that always makes you laugh, that's because of their energy, and how it coordinates with yours, or someone that always makes you sad, or someone that always makes you think, that is totally contagious. And so we need resets sometimes, right? And, so I just think, taking care of yourself is so crucial. So one thing I was trying to ask you, and I don't think I worded this correctly, but so this woman who's, married with the 2 kids and works full time and all that, if she were to say, like what service
Okay.
should
Yeah.
we start with?
Well, she could come in for reflexology, and I could work on her feet, and that would reduce stress.
Okay.
It would probably relax her muscles. It would give her this overall sense of well-being. I know I always feel refreshed after I've had reflexology. And
Yes.
and
Kind of take it from there?
take it from there. She could also, if she doesn't like to have her feet touched, I also do Reiki.
Okay.
I have my Reiki attunements, and not a lot of people know what Reiki is, and it does sound kind of woo-woo, but physicists say we're all just energy. I look like a bag of skin, but I'm not a bag of skin. We're just like little
Yeah.
particles, and we've got this energetic field,
Right. Right.
and that can be things
Yeah.
like emotions can be trapped in this energetic field,
Right.
and that can be released.
Well, this has been such a delight. I wish we had more time to talk, but I just want to encourage you to check out Errin's page on Facebook. It's called The Sanctuary in Peoria. And I'm also going to put a link later to that video that we did so you can see how special this is. And I'm sure that was 6 months ago, so it probably looks even better now, know. But connect with Errin, follow her on her Facebook page, and just take a chance and help yourself by, getting what you need so that you can take care of the people in your life that you need to take care of. And I just want to say thanks for watching, and thank you, Errin. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Renee. Thank you so much.
My pleasure.
PeoriaLife.com